Hello there, fellow humans, and in Wargaming's never-ending wisdom, they have done the thing they've always done. Have a good idea and execute it the worst way possible. So, with the Reforged update yesterday, to which the response is truly amazing, it is time to have another look at the shop this week, and there is the XM66F, which I will be going into detail a little bit later. But first, a very important announcement. Thanks to Wargaming doubling the restore price and removing the restoration mechanic, you are now able to restore all your vehicles that you previously had for double the price you sold them for. Otherwise, they will go away and you will have to buy them again or research them again in the new sets if they are implemented the way Wargaming thinks they will be implemented. So basically, if you have tanks to restore, you need to restore all of them now because you will no longer be able to restore vehicles if the Reforged update, when the Reforged update drops, you have to restore your tanks now. And thanks to Wargaming's ever-ending wisdom, they have doubled the price, probably in anticipation of everybody having to buy back, because Wargaming knows about the Reforged update for a very long time, so the doubling of the restoration price, I think, was intentional to now force you to pay double. Obviously, it is still going to be the same. I'm going to have a little bit of a discussion about the tanks themselves as well, but basically gambling, and then tank offers down here. So, we got the XM6F, more on that later. We got the Gravedigger and the Tankstein. Now, according to the video we saw yesterday, the premium tanks and collectors are going to be in the sets as well. So, if you want certain premium tanks in the Reforged updates, you will need to grind the sets to unlock certain premium and collector tanks in those sets. We saw that yesterday. So, for example, if you want the Tankstein, but the Tankstein is in a set that you haven't unlocked yet, you first have to research that set to get the tank to be able to get it. So, great job. But if you want to collect those tanks now, you gotta do it now. The price isn't really that great for what they are. 8k, We got the Iron Companions, don't buy that, it's not worth it. But ×5 boosters and stuff like that could be very useful right now for grinding new tech trees, for grinding new lines, while tech trees are still a thing. I definitely highly recommend grinding out your tech trees while you still can. So, they got this here. I think their second-rate premium is not really worth it if you're a collector, sure, but otherwise not worth it. 5A, I've been laughing at that thing for years, so don't bother with it. And the Iron Union, we got the Turtle Mark 1 and the SM50T. Both those vehicles are substandard, and 12,000 is very much overpriced, so I don't recommend doing that as well, unless, again, you're trying to collect all the tanks before they're getting locked into sets. Just wait for the Ultra Test, though. Just wait for the Ultra Test. It's going to be great! It's going to be amazing!
Are you stupid or something?
But now, we're going to have a look at the XM66F. Obviously, I don't personally own it. This is a press account for obvious reasons, because I don't spend money on this game anymore, ever. So, 3.5k DPM, 270 penetration, 410 average damage, 0.28 dispersion, 10 degrees of gun depression, and a limit of 45 degrees left and right, and a top speed of 40, and a power to weight ratio of 15. So, heavy tank mobility, decent armor, especially on the turret up here. I also put up a picture on the screen of the actual thickness. This plate here is very flat, so you are going to be able to shoot at this right here, so watch out for that plate. You watch out for the cupolas. It's very small, but you're still going to be able to go through it anyway. Obviously, lower plate is a weak spot. Upper plate is quite well angled and does have 150 millimeters, so I don't recommend shooting at that. And now, let's get into a battle. It also has the emergency track mechanic, so you will be able to reverse if you get tracked. And now, I need you to pay attention very closely, because, for example, we have garage slots in this game. In the Reforged update, allegedly, there will no longer be garage slots. So let's say you need to research and purchase the M48 pattern. So if you have no empty garage slots anymore to put the M48 pattern into, you have to spend an extra 250,000 credits on that garage slot, and then that garage slot will be taken away and be made useless in the Reforged update, because in Reforged you can't sell tanks anymore, so there's no point for slots. So that is the things that I'm paying attention to, and now let's get into the battle with the XM6F. Now, I've made Wargaming aware of that, already got a response, and those are the things that I want you to pay particular attention as well. While everybody crying about Fortnite skins, those are just cosmetics, right? Those aren't how you're getting screwed over, because here's a little secret about marketing. Well, it's not really a secret about marketing, it's just marketing. Marketing is like magic. You get shown something here, but the trick happens over here. So while you're distracted looking at this thing, the actual trick's happening all the way over there. So pay attention to those kind of things. Pay attention to the conversions, right? Of what are you going to get from old currency to new currency? What are you going to lose by no longer having access to certain things. What are you going to gain? What are you going to lose? Pay attention to that, because all the, you know, graphic UI fluff, that's just surface level, right? I want you to look at the deep end. Obviously, it's kind of boring trying to calculate conversions, but that is where you're going to get fucked or not fucked. For example, a premium certificates. If you have 1 day premium certificate, don't activate it, because as of now, in the Reforged update, it's going to get converted into double premium. Like if you have 1 day of premium certificate, it's going to get converted into 2 days of premium time in the new update. So those of us, for example, is a good conversion. But I definitely want you to pay attention. Join the Ultra Test. If you're on the Ultra Test, pay attention to those kind of things. What has changed? Don't just stare at the graphics and the avatars, because those fundamentally don't matter, right? The mechanics of the game are what's actually going to make the biggest difference. So I highly advise you to pay attention to those the most, and don't just pay attention to the graphics. So, because I'm definitely paying attention to the conversions and all that, because, you know, that's where you're getting screwed or unscrewed, depending on what is going to change. So let's take out the FDM here, and let's go into the city. Where's the 183? Is probably camping at the back somewhere. And now, there is going to be a lot of XM66F out there. And again, another recommendation, already said that in the other video, if you're crying, but you're still buying, you're not crying. So, if you complain, but continue to buy, the only thing that's gonna tell Wargaming is, well, you're mad, but you're still giving us money, so you're not that mad. So, just for reference there. So, if you cry about anime Fortnite characters in the game, or whatever they're gonna be, I have no idea. I personally don't care about the commanders. If you cry about them and then 5 minutes later you buy an anime background, Wargaming's won. They beat you. They got you by the balls. So, take care. And look out for the community as well. Right? If you're on the Ultra Test, look at those conversions. I'm going to drive over here, try and get some damage on the T-30, because, you know, what can you do? So, remember, the gameplay is not going to change. The teams aren't going to get magically better or worse. You know, the tanks aren't going to get magically better or worse. So the UI changes, whatever. So, watch for the mechanic changes, right? That's where you can get screwed or not screwed. Badly. So, look at the research time. Look at the times 5 XP, all those kind of things. What are those? Are they going to get converted? What are they going to get converted into? That's what you want to watch out for. That's what you want to look for.